awareness and knowledge, unwittingly perpetuating Eurocentric perspectives that not only left out, but at times sought to dominate most marginalized people and the wisdom of their healing traditions and practices. Once the veil began to lift, there was no turning back. I wanted to delve more deeply into these issues, both for myself personally and for my school, to examine and change the ways in which I myself and SPI have participated in perpetuating privilege-oppression dynamics. I initiated a think tank at SPI to explore issues of diversity and oppression that over time came to include the co-authors of the first chapter of this book: Sherry Taylor, Leah Jorba, Raymond Rodriguez, and Mary Choi. Our purpose was to create a process of moving SPI from a reactive position to a proactive position with respect to systemic oppression and racism. It was a process that would involve integrating diversity, inclusion, and cultural humility into SPI culture, into everything we do, with the intention of becoming an organization that upholds an anti-racist and anti-oppression perspective and holds itself accountable to anti-racist and anti-oppressive practices. These four co-authors are a mix of Sensorimotor Psychotherapy Institute graduates, think tank members, trainers, consultants, and talented sensorimotor psychotherapists who have made social justice and sociocultural awareness the center of their work and who are my teachers in these arenas. Together, we spearheaded an exploration of racist issues and provided consultation and education to the staff and trainers of SPI on anti-racist, anti-oppression lenses, starting with designing and conducting an in-service on racism, intersectionality, and implicit bias. We have been meeting regularly now for several years. When Deborah Melmud, Vice President of Norton, suggested I publish a new book, a pocket guide to sensorimotor psychotherapy, consisting primarily of previously published chapters of mine, I immediately knew the focus needed to be on sociocultural sensitivity and skill. I asked my colleagues to co-author a new chapter, Sensorimotor Psychotherapy in Context, Sociocultural Considerations, and to become consultants and collaborators in revising the remainder of the chapters that I had already written to include diversity, cultural humility, and an anti-racism, anti-oppression platform. We worked closely together to incorporate perspectives from the wisdom of each of our various social locations and identities. By the time I wrote the final new chapter on the principles that guide sensorimotor psychotherapy practice, a topic dear to my heart, I was able to better incorporate a sociocultural lens myself, integrating what I had learned from them and others. Our process of writing and collaborating was both intensely rewarding and intensely challenging. With each of us having different voices, different experiences, and different social locations, we experienced the difficulties of conversing about race and oppression. We discussed, debated, agreed, disagreed, sometimes reaching agreement and sometimes not. As often happens, we found that the dynamics of privilege or oppression that we were writing about and hoping to disrupt were influencing our own group. Collectively and individually, we confronted our feelings of being imposters, our sense of not knowing enough, of internalized oppression, of privilege, of not being good enough. As a present-moment experience lived every day by BIPOC, internalized oppression is not something that happened in the past and is now resolved, and writing brought these issues to the fore. Additionally, for my collaborators, the topics we addressed in the book at times touched on a lifetime.